And hello everyone, and welcome to this MakeCode for Microbit show. My name is Pelly. I'm a developer in the MakeCode team, and with me we have
Emil.
Emil's going to be our coder today. And Emil, today what I thought we would do was a compass.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the sensors that's on the microbit is, and if you have your microbit, you can look for it somewhere there. Hold on. Switch to this view. You will see that somewhere on the microbit there is something called the compass. See, it's there on the left, right? So it's a sensor that actually measures the magnetic field, and the compass uses that to figure out where the north is. North. We're going to build that today. Ready? All right, but you can do all that in the browser at makecode.microbit.org. And then we'll show how it looks like when we're in the hardware. So let's go down, let's scroll down to the tool section, Emil.
Yep.
It's more like a tool than a game.
Yeah.
Nobody? Ooh. Refresh. Yeah, I just wrote that lesson. It might not be live yet. No compass. Let's go.
Yeah, it might be.
Let's go to the beta. And well, you know what? We're gonna try here if it shows up. If we're lucky. Yeah, little tool is there. All right, perfect. The compass. Yeah, we've got some caching going on. Okay, so there's a tutorial on how to build your compass, and we're going to go through that with Emil today. Let's
so
go.
everybody can do it if they go in private browser?
No, it'll work.
Oh, okay.
It'll take a little bit of time, but if you're watching this video, you don't have to do that. You should see the compass in the tool section. Okay, let's do that.
Where's north?
Great description.
Yeah.
This tutorial will show you how to program a script that displays which direction microbit is pointing. Right, so north, west, east, south.
Yeah. Store the compass heading and the variable called the base. Okay.
All right, let's do that. Let's zoom in a bit. Move out of the way.
Wow, cool. Changing effects. Make it a variable?
I'm gonna call that degrees. We could call it heading too, but the tutorial uses degrees, so let's use that.
Yeah, and then we'll.
And what we want to do is, so what we're gonna do is read. We're gonna read the heading, and constantly update the screen based on that.
Yeah.
That's why we put it in a forever loop, so that as we're moving the compass, we're changing that. Yeah, we've got a bunch of green there. So we hit the. All right. Oh my God.
Oh! I do not know what fell.
Something fell on our recording station. All right, Emil.
Okay.
Thinks we did that.
Yeah, I went to the next step. If degrees is less so an if.
Yeah, I actually switch back to a camera view and talk about the compass.
4, 5, right? 4, 4.
All right, so the compass, you have your north here, and then you start counting this way your degrees. Okay? Then you've got, what do you have there?
East.
East.
And then south, and then west.
And then south. And then west. Okay, so that's the rows. Now, how much is that angle here?
Northwest.
Like half of those two.
Like, I don't know.
Well, what is a square angle? You know?
90 degrees.
90 degrees, there you go. So half of 90 is?
45.
45. Okay, so if the angle is, because the angle starts at 0 here, 0, and then if it's less than 45, we're kind of close to north. Does that make sense? So that's where we're doing in code. We'll come back to this image. All right, so they're saying that if the degrees are less than 45, then we should show north. All right, so we're going to do that.
If
Zoom in another. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm just going to improve a bit. There we go.
it's not much better.
No.
Oh no.
The light is different today. Okay, we're gonna go back to not being completely. There we go. Kind of here.
I guess.
All right.
That's better. So I put the if here, right?
Yeah, you put the if here. Sounds good.
Less than.
Our trusty little comparison operators, and we're gonna say that if
Degrees.
degrees is less than 45. Oops. Undo that.
Where's my undo button?
It's not in here. Yeah, we've added it in beta, so it's gonna come in the next version. Yeah, so now we have to fix this program. So
What did
this
I do?
was assigned to degrees.
Oh my god. Okay.
45.
Then show what?
And we show north. North. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I mean, it's okay. So let's see. Go back to the table.
There you go.
So we've got northeast. We got 90 here, and then we've got kind of half of that. That's going to be 90 plus,
45.
which would be
135.
135. So we know that we're not in here because we've already covered that. And we're interested by this zone here. So that's what we're going to do in the code.
E. So we're gonna do else if
So we're going to do an if, and we're going to check. We're going to check. We're going to do the same. It's kind of repetitive. Yeah, we can duplicate this. 35, and that means we are pointing
east.
east. Perfect. East. All right, let's figure out the next one. Switch back to table. No. Table mode.
Where is it? Oh, yep.
Too many views. Okay, so we start to get the feeling of this show. So we're looking at south here. So it's 135.
180.
That's going to be 180. And then 180 plus
45 is 215. Or is it not 225?
225. And again, we've covered this area already because we know that we are greater than 135. All right.
And rotate the microbit logo. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can test the compass using the logo. All right.
Okay.
We're going to add the third case, which is handling south.
so we'll need the else. So
we're just gonna do, duplicate trick.
Duplicate
So you right click to get the duplicate dialog. If
So-
you're the iPad touch device, you have to like tap hold.
Like you'll right click, then you can have all this.
Yeah.
Like, what does help do? Does that bring you to a different page?
Yeah, it gives you help about the block. It's very helpful. Takes a little bit to load the first time. And then it explains you about booleans and what you can do with them. So whenever you have a doubt, and there's also little examples.
Yeah.
It's very helpful if you want to dig deeper,
Yeah.
to read the help. In general, reading the manual help.
Yeah. Okay,
225,
then show
and we're going around, so we are now
south.
south.
And then the else it'll just be west, right?
Well, let's go back to our table. So we are,
Oh wait, 1 second.
all right, so our table here, let's see, we're here. We've covered all this. And you're saying else is west?
No.
No, there's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So here we need to handle, we want to do 225 plus
45?
plus 90.
Oh, plus 90.
Hard computation.
315.
315.
My brain has been crippled.
So 225 plus 90. 315. Yes. So we know we're kind of west, and then actually the last chunk is north again. We'll see how we can actually deal with that. All right, 315. That's the number. And if you go in the next,
Yeah,
Alright, so
anyway.
gonna do that.
Anyway, yeah. So we do west now.
And we're gonna add
315, right?
In fact, if we go in the next step of the tutorial, that's exactly what they're telling us.
Oh, yeah.
So we're good. Well, it's good, we kind of figured it out. Starting to run on our own.
Not that.
All right, so let's show west.
And then
And next step would be, yeah, the last area was north. I'm going to show north. Boom. Okay, so let's test it in the simulator. So we're going to put the head on top. That should be north. Let's go slowly. So we start rotating. Hold on, let's go full screen here. All right, let's try this. So we're on top, east, south, west, and north. Again, this looks perfect. Looks really good. Let's try on the hardware. So we've done a simulator. On the hardware, we're gonna have, you have a video explaining how.
to download.
Yeah, so what happens with the magnetometer is that it has to be calibrated.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something sometimes you do with your phone when you have to do figure 8 with it, if you use a compass app. And you have to do that with the microbit. So we're going to see that when we download. So let's switch to the table view. Which one? Okay, it's this one.
Do I download?
Yeah, go ahead and download. We're downloading into the drive, and as soon as we do that, this will zoom in. Okay, now what you can see in the screen, and you'll see there, is that it says fill the screen. So there's a mini game where you have to move an LED on the screen and turn it all on. You'll see. So you see there's a blinking LED.
Yeah, and it's like a painting game.
And it's a painting game. So you have to tilt it and paint the whole screen with this LED. Also, you can kind of shake it. So you do that for a while, and you have to do that every time you download. But then once you've downloaded and you restart it, you don't have to. But you have to do that when you download. So when the screen is full, it's going to stop and kind of stop for a few seconds. Show a smiley face, and then we've got our
compass.
Then we've got our compass. So I'm going to start, and we're facing north. Start turning east. Looks correct. South. No, this game was. Let's bring in the battery.
No.
If you don't want to get lost and you need a compass, your microbit is always there to help. See now, because I shouldn't put the battery right next to the sensor. All right, so north, east, south. Batteries are low. West.
And north.
North again.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, so the part that's confusing is the calibration. And it may get a bit annoying when you have to do it every time. But if you use something like WebUSB, and we'll cover that in future videos, it's much easier. All right. Can exit out. I think that concludes our compass activity.
It was a lot of copy paste.
It was a lot of copy paste, and in fact, I want to finish the tutorial and start maybe improving it a little bit. So this is the end of the tutorial. Now there's something you notice here. I'm going to highlight to you. There's this and this. We're kind of doing the same thing. And we have a lot of mouth, a lot of is statements, and sometimes you can actually do two things at once. So in this case, I'm going to add a comment here. This really means that degrees is what? Greater than 315. Greater or equal than 315. So what I could do is I could combine this condition with this one using a new operator for logic that we haven't covered.
And what is it?
It's something you use every day. It's called OR.
OR.
So let's go in logic. And you're going to want to find this OR thing. Yes.
And Boolean.
And let's bring it to the code area. And then let's remove the first, I'm going to remove that. Oh yeah. There you go. I'm going to put OR instead. So OR is like one of the, it's really how you would think about it when you think about OR in your head. It's like, it's either this one is true, or, I'm going to clone this. Or, and then we said that degree was greater than
What?
315.
I don't think we need the simulator.
Yes. Okay, so this is going to say, oh, is degrees less than 135? No. Oh, what happened? It should be 135 and 45. I think I picked the wrong thing. All right, and then this means that we actually covered the top of the circle first. So we don't need this case anymore. Right?
Yep.
Think about our sheet here. We're covering both of these sides. We're covering this whole thing with the OR. So that's pretty good. The other thing is now this is the else. Right? So we can actually go this and do that.
Ooh.
So we've a bit simplified our code.
And that
I mean, the previous one worked perfectly too,
yeah, but this is
but
just,
this is a bit cleaner.
yeah.
All right. That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thus was this, the compass exercise. Remember, you can do it in the simulator by moving the head. And otherwise, you will have to calibrate it on the hardware.
And it's always fun to have
Which
a
is always
microbit
fun.
compass.
And it's always useful to have a compass in case, in case you lose your
In
north.
case you lose yourself in your
In
house.
case you lose yourself in your house, you can use the compass of the microbit to find back the living room or the kitchen. All right, and that being said, bye everyone.